Hello, hello, if you are here. I am finding myself. Let's see. Stream is yellow health. That's not the good kind of health. See if anybody trickles in here. While I look up that bottom question, because I don't know the answer to that. I can approximate though. Let's see. Ooh, more than I thought. Wait, gaming? No, this is education. Need to fix that. Anything else to fix? No, chillin'. Should put a link to this on my homework calendar. Cool, and my sound is on. That's very professional. Okay. Hello and hello and hello if you're here. Cool. Put a link. Hello, secretive people. I have 4 questions for you here to try out. They should be of a similar type to questions you've been doing lately. I snuck in one of the new quadratic formula questions, so if you have not yet done the homework or watched the video, you might be surprised. Or might need to know some cheats. If you want me to write it on the screen, I'm happy to do so. Feel free to say hello if you're here. I'll say hello. Aha. As per normal, the Algebra 1 streams start a little slowly. Hello, Jessica. Welcome. Hello, Danica. Welcome. Just like last time, anybody that posts in chat, I'll give a little 5 out of 5 homework to. So, yeah, I'm added and say hello. Hey, Justine. Welcome, welcome. A lot of familiar faces here. So, interestingly enough, just some added unasked for information here, but my Algebra 1 homework completion rates are actually higher than my calculus rates, so good job, Algebra 1. Lots of seniors. Oh, hey, Anders. That's a new face. I guess it's not a face because you have a picture of. What is that? Can't zoom in enough. Mean dude. So if you haven't been to one of these, I mean, just holler at me when you finish them all. Or why is this activate Windows thing? Settings to activate Windows. Yikers. My Windows unactivated? That would be bad. Ah, Kermit. Makes sense. This activate Windows thing. I'm gonna mess everything up. What? Alright. Well, apparently my work computer has an illegitimate copy of Windows. It's funny. Yeah, just let me know when you want me to start mobbing questions, or feel free to spoil things in chat if you feel so inclined. Hello, Birdo. Weren't you, like, friends with somebody? Or is Birdo one of my students? I can't remember. I feel like you're friends with Sam or something. That the other person. Oh, it's Caden. Caden is actually one of my students. Okay, so the other person that evaded the chat and was helping people last class was not Birdo. Or Caden. Sorry, if I at all seem distracted. My wife is playing video games next. It's distracting. Hello, Alex. Welcome. I wonder if these were too hard. Maybe. Gamer. Yeah, I haven't played any video games today. This is like horrible. So no answers spoiled yet. No duns. I love that I think I have an illegitimate copy of Windows on my work computer. That's funny. Ooh, we have an answer. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. The one down. Hey, hey. Do, 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 do. Wonder if our Justines, Danikas, and Jessicas, our first people here, have finished more and are being secretive. Possible. Alrighty. So, how can we type the answer for the second one? You can say x equals. Oh, but it's really horrible. Do people want me to start mobbing these on screen? Because I can write it a lot more easily than you can, because you don't have to type it into chat. Or I don't have to type it in the chat, which is very nice. Sure. Let's go. Alright. So let's get Alex's answer for the first one. 4 and 30 go into 120. 6 and 5 go into 30, and then 3 and 2 go into 6. So nothing comes out of that side. But 2 and 2 go into 4. So you can pull out a 2, and 2 root 30 is the correct simplified answer. Ooh, we got an answer. It's 1 plus 1/2 squared for the second one. Let's see if I get that. Alright, let's do the quadratic formula for this one. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That's our boy, the quadratic formula. In full glory there. If you simplify, you get 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 minus 8 over 4, or 4 plus or minus the square root of 8 over 4. And the square root of 8 can be rewritten by taking out a 2. So you get 4 plus or minus 2 root 2 over 4. And I think I'm going to get the answer that Danica meant to write, which, if you divide each of these by 4, you get 1 plus or minus 1/2 root 2. So 1 plus root 2 over 2 and 1 minus root 2 over 2. Oh, did I forget to do the whole thing over 2 like Mia? No, that's actually wrong. Oh, sad panda. So that one was hard. I see no freaking out in here, and I did a lot of stuff in that question. Is everybody cool there? So Danica definitely got it, because her second answer that she wrote before I wrote the answer was definitely what she meant to write. Ooh. Alex got an answer for 3. Let's see if that's right. Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, what are you confused about, Caden? So the first thing is, x always equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, where a in this question was 2, b was negative 4, c was 1, and then you just plug in and go. Yeah, definitely, it's definitely more of a practice thing. So yeah, Caden, the setup is just, this is the quadratic formula. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You get a B and C by looking at the coefficients of x squared, x, and 1. And then you just plug in and simplify. And that's it. So I realize I kind of went a little fast there by not pointing out what A, B, and C were, which I should have done. Which are just the coefficient of x squared, coefficient of x, and C. Which of them go to? So all of them get plugged into the formula. So you put 2, which is the coefficient of x squared, in for A everywhere it shows up. So here and here. You put -4 in everywhere there's a B, so here and here. And you put 1 everywhere there's a C, so just here. And that's what this equation that I wrote was just me plugging in -4 everywhere there's a B, 2 everywhere there's an A, and +1 everywhere there's a C. In this formula. I hope that answered your question. I'm happy to do more of those today or give you more practice on those because practice definitely helps a lot with those. They're really just plug-in questions. If you think there's any magic happening in between these steps, there isn't any magic. Some people think, like, I don't understand the quadratic formula, I don't know how to solve it, and there's nothing to solve. You just plug stuff in and you get a number, or 2 numbers, which would be these 2. But anyways, to move forward, whoa, I'm getting even more activate Windows things in the bottom right-hand corner. All right, so A is A times A, or A squared is A times A. 5 has nothing that can split up. B cubed is B, B, B. And C to the 4th is C, 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 C. So you can circle pairs and pull them out. 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs get to come out. And so if I'm writing the answer for 3, let's get rid of all my 2 garbage here. I have room to write 3. I'm going to get an A on the outside, a B, a C squared, because there are 2 C's I get to pull out, and everything else is left inside. But all that's left inside is this 5 and this B. So 5B. Have we answered 5 yet? No. And question 4 here. You could have actually done this by factoring or with the quadratic formula. So if you did this with factoring, this guy actually factors fairly nicely. Like, meow. Ooh, -5 plus root 41 over 4 and -5 minus root 41 over 4. I got slightly different answers. We can try plugging it into the quadratic formula because it doesn't hurt to try quadratic formula again. Whoops, I didn't want highlighter, I wanted eraser. So I'll try it that way. So this is the first way I did it here was the factoring way. And it actually factors nicely here. Erase all of 2. Okay. So I believe this factoring works out very nicely and gives you this, which would mean 2x plus 1 equals 0 and x plus 2 equals 0 are the 2 answers. So remember, this is our factoring way. This is one of the ways we can solve quadratic equations. X equals -2. And x equals -1/2 are the answers I got this way. Let's see if I get the same answer with the quadratic formula. So again, I'm going to use the quadratic formula, which is x is equal to -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And we plug in the stuff. A equals 1. Nope. A equals 2. Psych. The number in front of x squared is 2. B equals 5. And C equals 2. The number in front of x is always b. The number in front of x squared is always a. And 2 is always c. Now we just plug into this formula. X is equal to -b, 5, plus or minus the square root of b squared, 5 squared, minus 4 times 2 times 2, all over 2 times 2. And Jessica, I think I found what you did. So if you simplify the inside, you actually get 25 minus 16 instead of 25 plus 16, which is all you had wrong in your interpretation there. Because if you do minus, you get the square root of 9 over 4, and the square root of 9 is like a nice number that we know. We get x is equal to negative 5 plus or minus 3 over 4, which actually gives us the exact same answers as we got with the factoring way. Negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2 over 4, which is negative 1/2, and negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8 over 4, which is negative 2, and gives us exactly these two answers. And yeah, don't worry about that. It's an easy mistake to make. There are a lot of negatives in these equations, and negatives stuck in the middle of algebra is one of the easiest mistakes to make in math. To either forget it or add it or any of those sort of things. So yeah, nice part is I was able to do that two different ways. The way where I factored it, and the way where I went through the quadratic formula. And the nice part about the quadratic formula is it always works. You can always do it as long as your arithmetic stays consistent. So I'm thinking we should try more quadratic formula. Oh, wait, we haven't answered the bottom one. How many hours does Mr. Kennedy have playing Civ 6? You're welcome to ask me any questions about the previous question, too, if you want, but feel free to throw in your guesses here. And this is Civ 6, not Civ 5. I have more hours than Civ 5 by some orders of magnitude. $780, 200? $110? Okay. So, yeah, I actually bought Civ 6 like 2 weeks ago, and I've just been playing with my buddy. So the correct answer was actually 8, according to Steam. So yeah, so sorry, your high guesses were actually too low for Civ 5. For Civ 5, I actually have 590 hours. But for Civ 6, I only have 8 because I got it fairly recently. So I duped you all, and it makes Alex's guess, I believe, the closest. Because we're ignoring Dylon here. Because his sister's in this class, but not him. Why is Dylon here? So, that's what I had for prepared practice. I wanted to give people some quadratic formula questions because I feel like that's good practice. Hey, look, this is from that video I made. So I want you guys to try the quadratic formula for this equation. Negative x squared plus 4x. And let's see if I can make sure it works. Plus 5. No, let's make it bigger. Let's make it 9. There we go. And I want where this equals 0, and I want you to solve for x here. And we'll see how it goes. So feel free to throw a done in chat when you are finished. Or, try to type the answers in. See if I can figure out what the answer is. Okay, yeah. In decimal, no, the Rudy answer is good, like on the last one, leaving things in the roots, or on the question on the warm-up, where you left it in terms of like 1 plus root 2 over 2 and 1 minus root 2 over 2. That sort of thing is what I'm looking for here. Hi, Drew. Got a lot of calc people popping in to say hello. Wait, there's Elena and Dylon in here? Oh, man. Way to confuse me. I'm assuming that little downtick is Dylon leave. Oh, we got an answer already. Yeah, Danica, I think you got this. You seem to be in good shape. As far as these sort of questions go. I think that's right, is it? Wait, is that... Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes. Nice, nice, nice. Hey, good job, guys. You guys are making gains here. And Alex, how did you figure out how to write square roots in chat? That's some next level skill there. I don't have any clue how. Oh, whoops. Let's see if I can mob this and get... Oh yeah, I don't actually need to do that in this form. So I'm going to mob this. So I'm going to use my boy x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Use the square root symbol. Yeah, I just don't know how to get a square root symbol to show up. You have one on your keyboard? Negative 4 plus or minus square root of 16 plus minus, what am I doing? Minus 4 times negative 1 times 9 all over 2 times negative 1. That was the first step for people. Second step was to multiply that inside and get 16 plus 36 over negative 2. Third step was to say it's negative 4 plus or minus root 52 over negative 2, which is an okay-ish answer, but this splits more, as our people in chat realized. And you actually can pull a 2 out of this, which means you get negative 4 plus or minus 2 root 13 over negative 2, and then you can divide everything by negative 2 and get 2 plus or minus the square root of 13, which is 2 plus root 13 or 2 minus root 13. Booyah kasha. No, I just look up the square root symbol and copy it. Oh, that's smart. Okay. Yeah, no, that's a good play. You're teaching the teacher right now, Alex. Good job. Hey, Vachin, welcome. We're just talking quadratic formula. Do you guys want to try another quadratic formula? You is late. You is right. Not that it super matters. Since this all gets posted to YouTube afterwards. Hey. You guys want to try anything else? Or the people who have been posted have been kicking butt, so that's why I'm thinking we can just wrap up unless there are any Unless people want to try out something else, I'm happy to try to stump you if you would like me to. Or if Vachin wants a question to try. Should we go over a couple more equations? Sounds like we're doing 2 more. Let's go. So let's try. What should we do? Okay, I have a plan. 3x squared minus 7x plus 14 equals 0. Please use the quadratic formula to solve this question. Ooh, could I put 2 on the screen at the same time? Not if I write so big. Why am I writing so big? Oh, whatever. There's enough room to write another one over here. Yeah, I'll write a second one. What should the second one be? It should be... Let's do x squared. Minus... No, plus 11x... No, 11's a horrible number. Why did I pick that? Yeah, let's do this as my second equation. There we go. And I'd like you to do both of these with quadratic formula. So our negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, dude. I'll write it. In case Vachin doesn't know it. Since he just showed up. I can tell you I have not gotten very far in Civ 6, because my last game my buddy got conquered early on. Feels bad. Spends too much time teaching at Gibson Eck and not enough time playing video games. For shame. So I purposely chose both of these to be a little bit weird. But not a lot bit weird. And all the people threatening to come to my gaming stream from the Algebra 1 chat, none of them showed up, so ha ha ha. I exposed Algebra 1 kids for lying about doing things, haha. Alright, this is a pretty good amount of time. I'm gonna cheat in and start doing these. Unless I get a exclamation of no from chat in the next couple seconds. Since Caden did imply that he wanted examples. Generally requires me to do it. Alright. No no's. So yes. So for that first one. x is equal to negative b is a positive 7, plus or minus the square root of negative 7 squared, minus 4 times 3 times 14, all over, wait, not all over, not the x, all over on the right side, 2 times a, which is 2 times 3. Now this one looks really horrible, because this is a bunch of garbage. But if we look at the inside of that square root, we actually have 49 minus 7 times 14, which is 98. That's a negative in a square root. And so that's no answer. And we're good. So anytime you get no answer, it's because if you graph this parabola, 3x squared minus 7x plus 14, it's just always above 0. So it never goes through and has any x-intercepts, and all this quadratic formula thing does is find x-intercepts. That's it. So we just found an equation which has no answer because it has no x-intercepts. Now, the second equation here, x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, gives us this beautiful equation. But there's a little bit of a special thing here, which is that 100 minus 100, which is what 4 times 25 is 0. And so we get just negative 10 over 2, or negative 5. So these were both weird ones, like corner cases with odd stuff going on. So if you caught both of these, fantastic. If you didn't get one or both of these, you're welcome to ask me any questions, to ask me how I went about doing these. Still don't understand about the 2 number at the end in the square root. First equation was 12 times 14. Did I do something wrong? Oh, it is 12 times 14. Psych. I did 4 plus 3. That's a bigger number. Well, 12 times 14 is 168, but we still get a negative in a square root. So good point out, Elena. I still don't understand about the 2 number at the end in the square root. The 2 number. Where do I have a 2 number at the end in the square? Are you talking about on the warm-up? Like the 1 times 75? I don't understand what's happening there. Oh, that's a 1 times 25? Okay, so inside the square root, we have b squared minus 4 times a times c. So b squared is 100 because 10 squared is 100. And then 4 times a times c is 4 times 1 times 25. Which is what this is. So this is a and this is c. And I just multiply them all together. 4 times 1 times 25, that's 100. And you just get 100 minus 100 in the square root, which is 0. Did that answer? Yeah, you multiply them all together. The 4 times a times c parts. And then you do b squared minus whatever that is. Yeah. So, Caden, you want to try one more now that you have a strong understanding of the quadratic formula? And yes, I will be putting in credit for the folks that have said hi in chat here. I have a nice little record open because I finally figured out how to use YouTube dashboard. All right, let's do another one. So let's do one that actually spits out an answer here. 2x squared plus 4x minus 7. Lots of 7s today. I'm being very generic. Oh, sorry, where it equals 0, solve for x. I didn't put in that part, but yeah. Might be. Could you also put it the setup? Oh, sure, yeah. So x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That dude. No problem. Let's see. Wonder how long I should wait. You can just tell me, Caden. You're good at typing. Trying to figure this one out. Still stumped. Okay. Well. All right. I'm going to begin going over it. Let's see how people did. -4. Wait, I should first say a equals 2, b equals 4, c equals -7 from the equation. Next step, x equals -4, because -b, plus or minus the square root of b squared, minus 4 times a times c, which is a -7, all over 2 times 2, 2 times a. Now, in this one, -7 times 2 is -14. -14 times -4 is positive 56. So this is actually -4 plus or minus positive root 56. Or, sorry, 16 plus 56. Which is 72. And so we get -4 plus or minus root 72 over 4. Have I lost you, Sir Caden? Or is this something you are reasonably close to where you got? If the 1 in the middle is only x, why would you do b equals 1? Did I do b equals 1? No, I did b equals 4. So b equals 4. So this is b squared right here. And this is b. This is a, c, a in my equation. 1 in the middle. Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I understand your question. It's Sophia. Yours is not related to this one. Yes, if the term in the middle is just x, you would do b equals 1. Yes. Sorry. The x threw me off when I was doing it. Yeah. No x's throw up in your quadratic formula except right here. So we can continue mobbing this because 72 has 36 and 2 that go into it, and 6 and 6 go into 36. And so then we can rewrite this as -4 plus or minus 6 root 2 is what root 72 is over 4. Which means we can divide by the 2 on top and bottom, because like 2 goes into 4, 4, and 6. And that makes our actual final answers -2 plus 3 root 2 over 2, and -2 minus 3 root 2 over 2. By just dividing a 2 out of the top and bottom, like 2, 3, 2, like this. Just simplifying there. And boosh, we get 2 answers like meow. So that was a good one to do after those other 2, because this one was harder. This required us to actually do the simplifying afterwards. You guess you get it? Yeah, I mean, if you haven't done the homework yet, now would be a good time, now that you maybe understand it better or something. Why couldn't you do -2 plus 3? Why couldn't you do negative? I don't understand your question, Sophia. Are you referring to like why I can't get rid of the bottom? Because I can't straight get rid of the bottom because it's still a 2 after I take the 2 out of all the terms. You actually could write these answers as -1 plus 1.5 root 2 and -1 minus 1.5 root 2 by just dividing by 4 on top and bottom, and that would also be okay. That's a good answer. So yeah, you can reduce further if you want, like this, by just dividing by 2 again. I think on the answer on Pearson they want you to leave things in terms of integers. I think they say that in their answer. That's why I was defaulting to this answer. But like in a math class, this bottom one is actually okay. But on Pearson, I think they want this one. Although, okay, maybe this is what Sophie is asking. There is actually another way to write this with integers. Instead of writing 1.5, you could say -1 plus 3 over 2 root 2, and -1 minus 3 over 2 root 2. And this would also be another form of writing this answer that only has integers in it. And that would be legit. So what have we come up with? 3 different forms to write your final answer in that are all legit. Yeah, these are all right. So, do we have homework tomorrow? Yes. It will be more quadratic formula. And the good news is, folks, quadratic formula doesn't really get harder than this. So, it'll be more practice of this kind of stuff. And so if you understand things pretty well right now, you're going to be in good shape. You're going to mob that stuff pretty quick. Like, I'm going to have a really short video. My last one was really long. It was like 15 minutes or something, and this one's gonna be like way shorter. So that's gonna be nice. Alrighty, well, hey, I'll be here again next week. What are we doing next week? I think we're moving on to chapter 10 stuff. So we're doing square roots. So that's exciting. Hooray, square roots. We also might be doing completing the square. The middle schools aren't doing it, but we're a little ahead of them, so maybe we'll be doing that. But yeah, that's the stuff to look forward to. Yeah, sorry I couldn't. I'm not like there to explain to you exactly what's going on. Really, the key part is if you can pull out A, B, and C out of an equation, and you have the formula, you should be home free to do like almost any of these. It's really these 2 pieces that are critical. And yeah, good luck with everything. Homework again is quadratic formula next class again. So if you understood this, you're going to be in good shape, and then we'll be moving on to new stuff, either completing the square or we're moving to chapter 10 and doing square roots. Because, yeah, if we're going to do a test, it'll be the very end of the year because they make us. But otherwise, we're not doing testing during this segment. So, yeah. Adios, folks.